Content creators are known for being kinda unethical, especially when it comes to getting those views. But Mr. Beast seemed different, at least until he released that video you've all heard about. Mr. Beast's Blindness video caused a lot of controversy, and unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably seen the video already, or read one of the many hot takes that people have given about it. So what's the deal here? Well, in case this is the first time you're hearing of it, Mr. Beast cured 1,000 people of their blindness. More specifically, he paid to get their cataracts removed, which, as it turns out, can help about half of the blind people in the world see again. Now, wait a minute. That actually sounds like a great thing, right? What is it about this video that's gotten everyone so upset? Well, to understand that, you need to go a bit deeper. You need to understand the dynamic at play here. The famous YouTuber is being accused of exploiting poverty for views, and that's a very real problem. People living in poverty have to go through a lot, and it can only make things worse if they end up getting used by others who are trying to get famous.
I'm just glad I went to someone who actually, could use the help.
No words.
I can't wait to see his reaction.
Charlie sees everything like this, and it's made him and his family's life extremely difficult.
The thing is, saying that Mr. Beast's video isn't exploiting poverty is a bit of a tough sell. I mean, the guy used a picture of a crying kid as his thumbnail. That doesn't sound super charitable to me. It actually seems like he wanted to use the suffering of others to get more views on his video, which brings me to my next point. The video's already gotten nearly 100 million views. There's no telling what kind of money Mr. Beast gets per view, but I'm betting he raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars from ad revenue alone, which makes the whole nice guy angle hard to swallow. If he really was a nice guy, wouldn't he just help people without having to make it such a big deal? There are ways to help others without making it profitable for yourself, so why didn't he just do that? Not to mention, there's another layer to this story, and it makes everything seem even worse than before.
For the operation, you mentioned the first thing you wanted to see was your son.
Oh yeah, we should mention that we're Call of Duty players and trained professionals. Don't do this at home, unless you play lots of Call of Duty.
Please don't do this at home.
The whole premise of the video is false, because Mr. Beast definitely didn't help 1,000 people see for the first time, even though that's what he's claiming if you check out the thumbnail, and I get why he used that line. It would make me want to watch whatever he's made, and since he's helped people out, some might forgive him for that little bit of deception, but it just left a bad taste in my mouth, because cataracts usually occur later on in life, which means that most of the people he helped could already see perfectly well before they got cataracts, and many of them wouldn't have become blind for a really long time. All of this makes the video seem like it was in poor taste, because he's playing up the illnesses of very real people to get views, and even though he ended up helping a lot of them get a necessary medical procedure, did he really have to be so clickbaity about it? I'm not knocking the hustle. The guy's got a business to run, but uploading a video with a false premise, complete with emotional music to accompany the reveals, and of course that super inappropriate thumbnail, seems like it was done more for his gain than for everyone else's. Cause despite all the money he spent on the medical procedure, I'm certain that he ended up earning a lot more, which makes the video more of a business investment rather than a charitable endeavor. One thing's for sure, Mr. Beast is facing a ton of criticism after this video.
Take your time, no pressure.
Everything looks so more clear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. This is about how it worked out for me.
Maybe he should have stuck with giving away private islands and Lambos. It would have saved him from what he's currently going through. The backlash is coming from every corner. Just take Hassan Piker, for example. The guy watched the Mr. Beast video on a live stream, and he immediately told his audience how much rage it made him feel. Because even though Mr. Beast technically did a good deed, he also ended up turning it into content. Although Piker might not have been criticizing Mr. Beast himself. Rather, he was criticizing the system that leaves poor people high and dry, and these people have to sit around waiting for someone to come along and save the day, which gives content creators like Mr. Beast the chance to swoop in and act like saviors. A lot of people are commenting on Jimmy's savior complex as well, which actually fits his brand, cause he's built his whole career off of giving away insane amounts of money, but he makes sure that there's a camera nearby to capture their reaction. Of course, there are those who will continue to defend Mr. Beast. They claim that his actions are a net positive for the world, especially given that he contributes to charities and encourages others to do the same. But there's another group whose opinion matters, and no one ever seems to care what they have to say.
You ordered a pizza from Papa John, Pizza Hut, and Domino's at the same time. Since you were the first one to deliver the pizza, here's $10,000 in cash.
You pay for my surgery?
Yes?
Seriously?
You know what? Here's $10,000 to make your day even better.
Do the people from the video think they were exploited? It's an important question to ask, and it's one that doesn't get asked often enough, which is weird, because if anything, the opinions of the people that are in the video should matter the most. And as it turns out, one of the participants from the video actually did weigh in. His name is Jeffrey, and he's about 64 years old. Well, Jeffrey recently spoke out because he'd been seeing all of the backlash going around, and the surprising thing is, he doesn't feel exploited at all. And nope, Jeffrey's actually pretty happy with how everything went down, because he'd been living with cataracts for over 2 years, and I can't imagine how difficult that must have been, not just for him, but also for his family. Now he can drive, watch TV, and do the million other things that we all take for granted, which, in my humble opinion, is all that matters.
Wait, can we just throw this money in your plane? Yes, sir. Word on the street is you're really good, so if you kick that ball in that goal, I'll give you $1,000.
And it's not like he could have just fixed the problem himself. Jeffrey had been living without health insurance all this time, so there was no way he was going to be able to afford the surgery if Mr. Beast hadn't come along. In Jeffrey's own words, he really doesn't think Mr. Beast had publicity on his mind. Rather, he thinks that publicity just comes with the territory, because given how famous Mr. Beast is, everything he does will generate publicity, so he might as well use it for good instead of evil. But what about the man himself? How does Mr. Beast feel about all of this? Jimmy took to Twitter to voice his thoughts. He had to say something, especially since he was coming under so much fire, and the response he gave was pretty brief. It consisted of just one tweet, where he commented on how rich people are supposed to give away their money, but when he tries to do that, he's called the bad guy.
Hey, do you by any chance sell any drugs here or anything illegal?
No.
I'm not exactly convinced that he doesn't have ulterior motives, but the guy might have a point. It's not like he's the only one out there minting money, and maybe if more content creators do what he did, the world would become a better place. However, the system is definitely broken. People like Jimmy shouldn't have to make videos like this. If there's a solution for such a huge problem that so many people face, that solution should be given to them. It shouldn't be up to creators like Mr. Beast to fill in the gap, no matter how good their intentions might be. That's all you need to know about Mr. Beast blindness cure controversy. See you in the next video.